Sydney and I decided to check in Wellsworth for something to eat. But we didn't even want to take a step off of Edward's footplate when we saw shattered glass everywhere. But we knew we had to investigate. We saw a few bodies too, but they were beyond recognition. After failing to find survivors at Wellsworth Station, I decided to go into the village and attempt to find any more scared souls who had survived this nightmare. Sydney, on the other hand, stayed with Edward and kept him company. I searched a few buildings thoroughly but with no prevail before I decided to head back to Edward's since it was getting dark. But as I walked up to the old engine, my two-way radio started to make static. We got a call from Jen Cole. He took shelter in a bunker underneath his house that he built a few years ago. His wife and daughter were okay, too. Poor Trevor though, the blast got him bad. Jem had his rifle on him and put the traction engine out of his misery. Edward broke down in tears when I told him the news. We talked about our adventures with Trevor until we felt drowsy, and we've decided to sleep inside Edward's cab tonight. It might be risky, but it's less hazardous than sleeping in a building with tons of shattered glass. Luckily, we still had a spare fire blanket in the cab, so we used that. I hope this nightmare ends soon. We woke up to the sound of rain pelting the top of Edward's cab. We got up and we started getting his fire ready, and noticed how we're only half full with his coal capacity. Then, to our surprise, we saw Percy shoot past us with what seemed to be Annie and Clarabelle, along with a single troublesome truck on the back. They seemed to be completely unscathed and didn't even stop to check on us. As we travelled down the line, we decided to check the Kildane Ironworks to look for survivors. Sadly, no one was there. The only thing which remained was the hollowed out corpse of another engine, whose shape was all too familiar. There was only one Great Western pannier tank on the island, and we knew we had lost Duck. He had no eyes, and a gaping hole in his forehead. Several pieces had been ripped off of him. He was missing a side rod, and a few sections of handrails to add to that. It seemed as if the whole engine was completely hollow, boiler tubes, water tanks and bunker all empty. Even the ashes at the bottom of his firebox were gone. We decided to leave, and while doing so, we spotted Airy and Bert, the Ironworks twins. They were empty shells, tossed aside off the line. We didn't stick around for long,